pese me nya botrema nipa me pese oh me ye adoi one will say how many times are we okay. We don't fight for those things, but these are the valuable things when you fight for. Now who deserve nipa wa wu ekwa no people will still be remember you. Ombe kai wo de bia no mo kai wa na wa be yet say sika kokko ye tu e dey free form e dey amomo. And so it's very important say ye nyina ye benya sa adwen no me nka say obi nkoye akwadwo sem David wo adwuma bi ya jiri wo hu jani yi se nyame ehira wo na wonya bi a jusu no wo kwan paso na fa boa afoforo.
Okay.
That is my belief, and I believe say you know, because tax evasion then at the end of the day
exactly. Right. The honorable you be call nsem but mfoni bi wo ha ye behwe but me pese ye hwe one topic bi and pono so dailies ni mu dailies bi e buy but before that no yen hwe mfoni we na e buy to aso.
State coffers are not spoiled for the party that wins an election, but resources for the country's social and economic development. I shall protect the public purse by insisting on value for money in all transactions. Public service is just that. Service and not an avenue for making money. Money is to be made in the private sector, not the public. And measures will be put in place to ensure this. We must create wealth and restore happiness to our nation. We can only do this when we have an educated and skilled population that is capable of competing in the global economy. We must expand our horizons and embrace science and technology as critical tools for our development. We believe that the business of government is to govern. Ours is to set fair rules. We will provide vision and direction and shine the light down the path of our entrepreneurs and farmers.
All right, and you know, your company President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, Mfonia Ushe, Mfonia on the first day of ascending the presidency.
Inauguration.
Nkomodia, yadi afnani share nsa, Nkomodia or the two Ghana for you say. He will protect the public purse. As somewhere what was he saying? He said, is it indeed the case? Yebebaho na honorable.
Yeah, me.
Yebe cause ansem into details and you know, but yebe say you want to pick your view on Nsemo Ghana Armed Forces at the release biaba caution the general public say. Omunhwe yi na enne ye bod sojani tu wa ha enne ya buru we wa ha echina etwa we sikan wa ha civilians ya attack military no yenhwe ni yi na ade no escalate and this is actually coming from the backdrop say yenka bi nhye mu and a parliamentary candidate in Amenfi East of the MPP Eshia Galamsey yes ya wo ka kire mu say sebi ushia sojani bi ba ho no obeye yi ni ade a bono boni tio se mon one se kan se de indeed it was in bad taste and ye nyina ya condemn ade chi no ono ase wanu ne ho na nye sample na on ka kire na emu no kire se illegal soldiers ya beba site ho no when you yourself committee illegality na an illegal person so back o say ono bomboni too. And he want to take your view now of a young substantive issue.
Yo, mamidi kanchia ashefo na michia woso. Any uko host.
Yeah.
Nyama bi sisi e wo man mu a say ye nyina yen ya hwe ye because oman no ye was security architecture ye di ebu oman no ho ye wo a police for omo ehwe ye internal security ye wo BNI for ye wo national security for e wo ho omo peaky intelligence on daily basis na ye wo asojafo a omo die ne say omo be protecting oman from external aggressions. There are times I use a soldier for a internal issues where a police for I indicate to say if you're more wanting, and now in terms of personnel, almost for that. So all the other security agencies are brought together, no more by assisting with the internal security. That has been our arrangement for a very long time. Now, I been by omoyo omadwen say galamsey issue yaya or how kesiye e di amo man no enti omo pese omo sia no enti omo form both military and American say omo combined security agencies and the formal task force say omo call to those areas no omo ko hwe na yem stemming that way no yenji free ho and rich no ya ho niam bebree a ekoso na the issue ewo pa me bisa ni say the fight against galamsey na ye kan ye no to me achieve now. Certainly not. Because your water bodies still they are contaminated. Our forest is still being degraded. We share Myanmar air coastal war mine no. The fight against galamsey are failing. They are a Menfi East MPP parliamentary candidate Ekaya only just comes to confirm the aye can be say those tax folks now yes setty because the major players now a woman dodo no are linked to abaya etisuno and the courage to fight the galamsey is anyhow now or confirm me says here Operation Gongon, Operation Way, Operation C, Nina Yagun, Enya Yajuma, and Wungu, Soja Nibu or Hoa, Sasu Yanino, who to me Bunu, illegal, or illegal, who to me Bunu, now I Sakino if you ho. So we are and on my example of an incident at SCA, or can say ye Bu Soja Nino, ye Bunu ya, Wamba Hobium. You understand me? These are serious issues.
Very, very.
I say yema yeni enko. Let's not forget. Me kai ebuso eyao. Major Mahama. And yet this same galamsey ya no fighting. So we decide dwen e hye the petrim say one and obetumi ahu obi na obeka say we oye soja ni papa na we onye soja ni papa. One and obetumi akire. Nobody. It is only when an arrest is made. Na ye kom na ye hu se osimesi sabi only asojafo enye adwuma only police fo enye adwuma no no ankasa na wakope the uniform bi na wa hye odi this dwumedie no. It is only arrests have been made maybe at the police station and sana wo betumi achebe but to tell citizens say mo obi saa I mean, can we stay in this country? Can you imagine the lawless state I be creating at the Amayon? Because they say, Banisana, a trotro driver for to see. Say, yeah, who say a police for or more higher, a warrior quino so. And who trotro driver via police near best stop who, no, who say, or who say, or how, who to me a bunu. Who yan next time or who are on stop. I mean, what kind of country are we building? And it's in some Okayan, one can year crack. And the apology neo the buyer mean to me no. Debi America wo ma apology a mane enye say one muhu e na wo ka say me can we me ko trechi edwen ho no me hu say dia me ka ye no man ka ne yie
sanity
enti mesre mo fa chem na ye nyira ya ho say dia wo ka ye no one muhu but when you come apologizing and at the same time trying to explain to us dia ye ti no say enye sa na wo pese wo nkyere no I mean so yet nim so wo can say unkofo bi to me ba ho me post say bi omo ye sojafo wo mro omo ye sojafo enye sa na wo kan ye no eti yesre no dia wo kan ye no wan kan ye enti me the apology ne odi ba ye no apologies ne odi ba ye me accept it because the SSR on ye no wan ye and I will call on the military omo statement no mo di ba ye ya kin kan. But I think that the police statement is so vague. Because the nipa no mu video no. Mutie the kasa no. It is a wo generalizing no sir. And what I'm expecting say by this time no, this gentleman should be arrested. Because one who said the video no peer about no, the following day na and I think that evening and a soldier Libya, ya prano. It was that area no ma ya chichiri ni sign ni wow, and a side video no appear. So it means a idea a kosu dada. So such a person no should be arrested. Na ye interrogating no. Na ye who baby aside near me a kosu no and the people who are behind it no. It should not be left scot-free. Emma ye behave say bia wa ban e wo power wo to me sunku bi wo chen Ghana fo nyina na sabi wo aban wo say wo party e wo aban mo a wo to me eye niama wo to me ye ntutu asem na wo betumi akọ scot free they be ensese ye besi o ma this guy has no business me some kind people for who this person no anka by this time no so munji no crap it doesn't fit to be a member of parliament. It doesn't fit. Because a way so called not parliament, they don't know. Let's put all jokes aside. So called not parliament, and they don't know. Because as a parliamentarian, say young who say we will be a sebi, would do who na sebi, who kasa, so be who says sebi or dia who can abapa wum, who kasa, say woman kuma ento. And these are the qualities I say yen share. But yes, I'll be by or kitaskaka krana, what for Abamano, no okoa, na sebi, in some hunkwan or di, ewo my no more. We don't need people like that. Right. Etimedia, a soldier for no, they should go beyond just issuing that statement, no more about you know. They should invite that person. Meaning says, Satumino and nobody should make a formal complaint at the police station. Na police for enfre papai no muntu tunano not the womubia onka because we cannot live in a banana state yen to me sister
all right honorable yedasipa on your take and say it's important to say yebehwena because already na tensions you know was so political tensions you know
it was so now so with the way back come on
all right yenhwe enne yeda sorry ya honorable Okujato Ablakwa who share daily singing in a mua ne hu nsemu etwegu and yes I mean we yebehwe sa nsemu yebetime to the corruption
fight
nsemu na yeba be come ase and about daily singing bebre ne hu nsemu etwegu I'm say Ubikra a petition shrine on the matter.
Right.
But and there ye didn't come say and the Ghana and Pempen Swai Jinan corruption index corruption perception index you see 43rd. Ewo has to say out of 100 Ushe the Ekononswa globally. As it is now 2024 the records no globally no you're also 70th when it comes to the corruption index you say as a politician and an experienced one at that are we losing the fight, or have we lost the fight against corruption in this present administration?
This present administration, the Americans say they've lost it. Because corruption, the fight against corruption, corruption fight, is very, very difficult. Now, it's difficult when you are fighting it, I say we'll deploy all arsenals. A war will dispose of now with their fighting corruption. Arsenals now, they are constitutionally enshrined, and I feel so. You are creating other bodies a bebwa in the fight against corruption. Say who fight corruption? I say these institutions yema timamifono en who say omu yo mojumano. Because we simply because this government eba by no mono. Yehum the effort omuri eshemo trying to remove nkrophobia omu ehu omu say some nkropho they are working against their interests. Their interest na ewo ho say ye nipa ye bibia menka obi foforo ye a wotumi ka omu hu say nipa no ye dia omu who say is coming after omwa and Crawford. They come for the Dean Auditor General, Mr. Dwwabo. The crime anything. The crime nina any say. Why ye audit? One who say contract be ye the ama company. Na company na e demand no. Juma e say on there's no trace. HSA nipa no sa dwumadie no odi ye ba ya twanika. No see say sadie and the senior minister then Mr. Yawo Safomafo message charge no, because that is what the constitution says. That is what the Emrano esi make charges no. Eno odi ne hu otan e bae. Enti aban no eye de omo be ye bia omo si the man cry wa drew wa tra retiring age wa yesi omo de ye bibia asem no copy wa court because eye aban enti asem no copy court no ya hu asem no se na eko ene delay sa tama court etra asem no so no na abeye bibi fofo Scott can say oh aban who ni sa 2 minutes say anka wo be yi papa no a free new office but too late into the American nyina say in the fight against corruption no say institution bia emra ema wo kwan no wo ye wo dwuma na say wo ye no finchian na emfa ho regime a odi wo baaye. That is the challenge I want my because the state institutions no be abeye regime institutions. Enti so MPP MPP mrem na yefa no chief justice. Oye na adwin say oye humanity say oye di ama MPP. Yefa no auditor general. Oye humanity say oye ama MPP. IGP or humanity say Jumano ama MPP instead of some men who say they are working for the state. And it's sad me they could here corruption. No, it's easier to go after your opponents. Yeah, it's very, very easy. And with the observant me but the ANT say you go after your own people. Omo wuni omo ekoba. Omo wuni omo eti party ba kumo. Omo wuni omo edidi. These are the people are very difficult to go after. Eti we share abaimwa. All the corruption issues are apiemu abano. At the end of the day, it's like no proper investigation is carried out. No punishment is meted out to anybody. Their own nyani say President Baba we yesi wa yesi na yekomu no bibian shini na wa clear. Sir, it started with the bust, contaminated oil. Then they see over 5 million liters of contaminated oil. Yeah, the more big qua. Enrichi yeti Australian visa scandal. And then by your side, or see, or your parliamentary candidate, or pay parliament. The issue, or your parliamentary candidate,
or parliament,
or pay Edia parliament, that's it no Onya, that's it no. And see, these are the issues, sir. A political crystal ball, no, Onya, you understand me? And see, that is how we're.
But I see a clear, no see investigation.
No
clear
investigation, being CID for Mr. Romo. So,
public, but
Mr. Romo, this is something that is public knowledge, and
it's in the public domain.
Obia activi, a war, my no, say ye clear wa, and say Obia and whom so. Osimesi ye the investigation no ABCD na PMO HSN no hu kron na ye nyina ya som yes we here no free ho a ba ko bi so a osi okọ parliament the okoto excavators no your friend ekwawusi so no so person onko parliament into wa ko pre ho your parliamentary candidates here ono so the 500 excavators na eyira ye professor and yes sebi obi keke Professor Boatin obi a sebi oman both divide obia a respect no because ejuma pa oye edibu agana because obi to me bie wa komemu o hwemo na yare bia ewo ho na to me to free wa sa nipa no onye nipa kitwa enti so obi say aka bibia then the president no will be darling with it. You understand me? Even to the extent crapo papa ya or no abeye ne hu to say whistleblower no crapo mo friend no say ombe ya sema no. You understand me? Enti abeye is such that who nim na we wadwen say who back after any of his people no or no more be turning against you. Ni nyina ka ho na ma corruption perception no apeja no. Because you see in fight against corruption no to say we benya evidence no we nya eyedio. Yes, let's be honest. Yeti hey be say if we the deal be a buy in term na ye and you've benefited or no benefited means small benefited one and okoka.
Oh yeah, okay.
What did they make an? Yes, and people are more studio no be a production for no make say oh nkofo yeah you can be but it is their word against us. Evidence no one. So in fighting corruption is very difficult. And noting that President John Dramani Mahama so fifi. See your investigation. Okay, Jida report no. The investigation Abuga Pelimo say okay, go and face the court. Okay, past branding. The late Jifa Atiwo. I say, come on. I didn't know. Price na edem out it also too much balance no way or they buy you say who raise the nation sure fabra na kwatran fee that is president and the near say or per se on fighting corruption and no bia sabi corruption issues no ever done anymore now shall we my dear Cecilia Dapa my name say adi ayedi atu so idi time on be investigation you know now we want people cron she you know and look at the way that we know one and okita $1 million with other currencies e woni fie na ye beyi no hu say ya iska no sika wo wa ye adwuma a won saka no me make it $10,000 e wo fie a hey every morning Meshe,
Obeda no bosom.
Yes. Every evening, remember say the whole.
If you are so well.
If you had to say if you have me work, it's a serious business.
Exactly.
It says BBC as here. Now as for mine, you be your crow. If we really want to fight corruption, now you can say, Mommy, Sebio, as a minister of state, your name Aketuya Wiji. As a minister of state, your name say, Wunyan can say, Wu Juma Fufrubia. And even cosmetic shops, I wish who are would turn, you know. OSP Komono, or say science and my kind, and Caribbean day, any. Ain't you no see, Secano, see as a no hono, a pay money laundering issue. You go for Susi, or money direction Beko. Now you oko, Mamitiwa, would you ho? We know your record. And nothing I see this president no, or more you ready say. Or move buano na or the corrupt practices no be see no or mona oni omo ye adwuma or mo am ready say or move expose corrupt practices no in his government no obey wedding.
So will you say, sir, in general, totality, you know, he has failed the fight for corruption? And what's the sense of the special prosecutor's office?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
and no crap on AS3 casino because easy at times no I want my ye near ma to say ye bibi no be who say ye bibi. I don't know whether we do something just to represent that we are doing something.
Okay.
What did I say?
So but the office was created for.
In effect, no, they are no, and BBR. We are just for the public gallery, for the optics. Yeah, we na and say yeah, BB. But in actual sense, young kasa your name said yeah, no, and Kosiaga, and that is the OSP. And you know what can say? Why yet to say Ankunam. Or you so bed be.
You know,
I think somebody's song or fire. Who answer or chesses is your no ankasa oninam onunkuto or nibuafu. And to obey to me, I obey to me, I hear.
Today he's standing here, citing it for misconduct
because of the actual it didn't do president in a conveying bell. Now, you see, so we get BBC here. What message are you sending? What message are you sending?
But young Kaya force to say, Yegusua, you say the MPP rep no only didn't come say Woba. Ye share him say Obabe cancer na Comodino. Across said I was a echo until Emma why you know be say and then you know at the NDC independent about it you invite MPP you invite NDC said the DBI can unfortunately on some cancer or bank one dia you never can jubedi chief
yo so you clearly from Myanmar market Kenya now the demonstrations are maybe made you can see clearly say Nana Akufo-Addo any Bawumia administration omunya amwadwen say omu pese omu fight corruption because who pese who fight corruption there are times one of the approaches not so bad to me name and shame you understand me I didn't peer bonti obi aka ho na wa manipa no akotran chen emma who ministers no obia SCT up now one thing so in the fight of corruption is say ubema due process aye adwuma na due process no anything wo fa your procurement for instance procurement law no emaye inhihye a say yen femu ansana ya award contracts
yeah
wo be kai say abenyi a otiso no na under John Dramani Mahama no so sin yan krapo e na John Dramani Mahama eye but omugina so e can say Mahama contractor or award no so sin e do so e wom enti so omoba omudie so sin die enya ade a omo befo asukra so omo befo asukra po a gise ehu nya yi papa se na emra no eka no but at the end of the day no it is saying recently who award a contract of 5G ye nyina e benya 5G 4G network I used to know you did it so sourcing.
Yeah, you created a company.
Yes, you created a company that is 1 week old. On the track record. Ye name the directors are crap why ya who no munya ye lawyers. Ye who say be a directors no omaye juma in the telecos no pain and now omaye juma related to that before. Now we can say company no young crap wa sebi osimesi and osimesi omaye say juma ni be pain. So they are bringing their experience on board. And ye bibisa. Then you say so sourcing. What? I didn't think that we are. You see, so these are the things, sir. Yeah. We are. And my young who said no, BB So in the fight against corruption, it should not just be by lip service. Let's see by your action. Dimrasu, my young from Rano Yede, Enye and we show the number of those kind of contractor, COSO, SML. Ewo ho sa so source na onusu Mr. Soti that oye ejuma ediama GRE is an advisor there. Yeah, or resigning, you know. Sa year no ma no ko create. Ye create we na ye fa no SML.
Yeah.
Ah obeye.
Exactly.
Omo director or ewo ho. Enti we hear this number Ejapa deal. Look at it. So sourcing. Nti wo hwe sa nyema PDS. Wo hwe nyema ekoso ewo aban mu a sebi anka it called for serious investigation. But then PDS is here omo si ye die omuka.
Yeah.
Wow, say na den omo si ye mo ye die omuka.
Yeah.
It's because they didn't allow transparency. Say be ye adwuma. Say PDS mre a omo ba e no. Inshisha ye no. Vice President Alcovari in Shisheno.
Yeah.
Now instead of bank guarantee, no, won't call insurance guarantee. Now one ma a brand new echo here because Obia all involved in these guarantee issues, no, them say Sebi bank guarantee, no, a more a drew chain insurance guarantee.
Yeah.
And see, when you be a because gang guarantee in the no a peshwa no Osaka the so Osaka. But ain't this with insurance and Baumia is way say I can't say oh he's not corrupt. When you're corrupt and away.
But here's the case. I think yesterday he came into the daily. He said His Excellency Nanado HS corruption on some seminal. Continue move be acquired just your evidence.
Yes.
Without evidence in the hearsay home some day me into an amount. No what saying.
No na me can say President Nana Akufo-Addo or no one year na dream say or person fight to corruption. Because na maka that no. The fight against corruption should not only be say usaka evidence. There are times the suggestions on the ground are strong enough for you to take action.
Without the evidence.
What evidence again do you need? Will Minister of Akotena Parliament, Sputnik, drugs here bisan nuwasem say I don't know $10 on the what you call G19. You see at the time no na ma dream mo me dream ma dream no insisusu.
I wasn't thinking right.
Yes. So what the battery ma what dream no insisusu. Oh see what dream no insisusu.
Honorable.
What dream no insisusu.
So that is insisusu.
And the obi na dream insisusu no woman no trans minister. I mean, these are clear things. Nipa no crap where jiatum.
Yes.
Said your year no. Why here because it's not taking right. So why do you keep it? Wow, these are the issues, sir. You can't want somewhere. Nah, if you are more dream say we are because under John Roman Mama like this thing. which is Cecilia Dapa Casey. There's an incident I see under John Dramani Mahama.
Okay.
Honorable Victoria, is it Hama?
Victoria Hama.
Victoria Hama. On your be the como, I want the car, no can say, oh, me 1 million now, $1 million, then I can control certain people within the party. Hey, sitting me there, me boss, me pese, menya 1 million. One Bobby be obenya 1 million year free. John Drama, two, say, hey, Abai was who was I doing there? Abai, the Amelia Maucrapo, who young office car, but you were free. Sir, that is how serious John Drama is with corruption issues. And the corruption, no, what year you had? Men can say who trained for evidence. And there, Nana Kuvayo Kaino, a MPP for Musubayo. A your Musubain, our Muditi Kruimo. Or Mubeka corruption as some Munya, Konya no betrama, no Musi fact evidence Ibra. President Kufo, a can be H-ray. Wabroka can say corruption. Every Adam Remo and every almost the bar with the ma any the Ekaka any President Kufa can the same thing Okakai and also can say Ghana for say your person on prosecute 5 days. You 5 days never. Men be the chief defense chief of forces. Not commander in chief of the Ghana forces are now. Men be the chair of the police council.
Yes.
And you mean
all right.
Until wow, all these institutions Ghana for their shawunsa. Now we were to me musono. Commence investigation.
All right.
Let's see it.
All right. Honorable Sumo Hona ye won foni bia ye pese ya hwefo no ehwe na ye to ankomodi ni so. President John Dramani Mahama video bia This
change will also see the most far-reaching and detailed investigation of the many allegations of corruption and scandals leveled against public officials and their families and friends. This change will help to abort this administration's plan to foist the pliant vice president on us, to cover up for them, and thereby escape the searing scrutiny of accountability. But as I have stated, this hot spotlight of accountability is reserved not only for appointees of this administration, it will also be available to sanctioned persons in my own administration who engage in similar conduct. The same anti-corruption strategies and instruments I shall deploy to measure and punish the MPP government appointees will also be applicable to my own appointees. In short, in Ghanaian parlance, Aba Yadibo Techino Yadibebo Banso.
All right. Mampeni dada inkomodia odiaba say Aba Yadibo Techino Yadibebo Ban. Honorable, he's trying to tell us Timemufono how or no ever deal with the corruption. What's your take? For near your
me take okay, you know, and we say me NDC, me support to NDC, but wa bomb coco, say Oba, no the baby Emamia. So who say me ye corrupt practices be, he will punish me the way I will punish you. Will be or outside the government,
the opponent.
That is profound.
Okay.
Now, when I say Ghana for bet was on premo, called we actually clear commitment. Say Basse or Babe, which anti Obi on say Oba Abe prosecute the political opponents.
Okay.
But Oba Amagana, you know, now corruption fight will not be limited to only MPP for. It will be for all Ghanaians.
Okay. And
to we Ghana, maybe a way Juma war. If you are found, say you are involved in corrupt practices, no Emrano, Edubedi. Simple.
Yeah, but the question is that he's been in power before.
Yes.
There were a lot of corruption and corruption-related incidences here. A lot of the opponent at the bonus so say he virtually did nothing. I mean, at this point, this Ankomodi eBay. Really, no. What is there? I mean, no.
Yo, me that's it. Me kasa earlier on, me board nyamani bisu corruption allegations no ewo ne brand me board bisu.
Yeah.
I mentioned the bus branding. Omodi year.
You mentioned the Jida and all those Sada
and all those things. No, and actions are or taking here.
Yeah.
Aha. We know everywhere. There are other issues eba abonti. But those ones no, send a mic no. Ebi wo ha. Almost a way there is so clear. What to me delay. Some of them no, you may need further and better particulars. You understand me? But the area obvious no take action. Man crofo who say why you be there Eddie afa.
Okay.
There is a say call through certain process no so now why chai now call through the process. Let me say on one kasa there was an allegation of I think a fault way or match right for hey nhwehwemu shall for say allegation no ejina so bia there in him. That is what we are talking about. You understand? Obia why you not doing so be fight corruption doesn't fear the system. Or mass systems no there okay. And that is what we are saying. Well, this current administration who pray for committee crapple inquiries and so they are this is the first time who say parliamentary committees are yesterday and or more reports and to me are not conclusive. Okay, the seat saga.
Cash for seat
saga no. Yahoo. Okay, the censure against the finance minister Ken Furiata and also Ankosiaga. You know, and if these are the issues then we'll be saying as a country, are we ready to fight corruption? Because I hate to say who are buying more, who are buying more, then there are corrupt charges can be preferred against you. Now you bet me I can say we are corrupt. But and say brother, no na former President John Dramani Mahama can say or no emra I wo ho a etumichi MPP ni no sa emra na ese say entumi enchi NDC ni say NDC na wo power. And I think this is the area I say Ghana for pay attention because the actual and yeah can for no can say the actual more con there and now the 100 in there the aka no ye be there ye be bo home by. And I think that statement or no you know is very profound. They say ye nyina ya dwe enkosu because ye bia ye tia oh ye ba ye opponents ye be ye almost say ye be ye almost say what is so big can say so ba on rankasa the ministers the appointees oh ni umbe ye adwuma no so be ye
it's another can
oh on the all kind is just for the optics and now for do or can be bia or meaning the all kind
so it brings
or no or can sama or can it trarasa and that's so be and he has proven say the 7.5 years what presidency no the near actually say or your be as your customer don't take him serious because the all can and your or the because I would say tape now mobile is here no the inaugural speech no the my you know say open say won yesika enya na ban mu na obenya sika on the private way but then I hear who for finance minister time or finance minister no or your transaction advisor edema government HSA a basic asem hu akodibani nyina no aban sika asem ni nyina no ono ne company na advise you or advise you we so na wanya ne percentage e dey free mo or the deputy owo ho edubo ahim at that time ono so ye bisa na modu wia or minusika. These are the things I can watch them. And today no ye far even your own members of parliament came together, about 98 of them. Almost no. This finance minister you hear na ye. Je ne free ho or tramu nyina ntro. Chomo nyina ntro.
But you see, another school of thought, I'll protect the public purse. What I say, and not before say inaugural day, not washable be brave. You see, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. So, is it about campaign and promises? Entina or Kanesa, and I say, I want to swabena, I reshimu bang, and I tell me for no, Enya, John Dramani Mahama, say the 2 minute mana.
Obia, why be penum? Sir, or Sunday Chiba, no catcher will say, this we know, made to me, Aje. Bibia fa ho utie no wasompem because ono wa ye bipa mama wo series of examples are kwan corrupt issues appear kwan of so deal with those issues no and it says sa ne pay san catch obion say me ba afi crap na me ba be shim dia me ye face no me ba be shim kenan kasa na I will deal with the corrupt practices no decisively no sani pa no wontie no wasopem and he has demonstrated na Akufo-Addo anybody mo nchire your mwanya for corruption with the office of the special prosecutor by no woman na kadia so obetumi dia ye nejuma so woman na anka on be tra bonte enka say oyankunam
yes
what did they make an and so these are the issues I say you anka woman na kadia first prosecutor because you are the mother servant of all corruption. And the is not just a promise, we've done it before. John Dramani Mahama has demonstrated his commitment to the fight against corruption. No two ways about it. And he also Ghana for Mudi Mamia. There may be a chairman, may baby dear a chain. Now, making sure say once and for all no say yan to me and ye and free all crack why je be brain asipa we show corruption indexes no the best what name no is Nana Akufo-Addo ni west no Nana Akufo-Addo best 43
that's
the worst performance under the corruption perception index no Nana Akufo-Addo ni best
that's true.
And that should tell you
okay
you understand me say his commitment in fighting corruption.
Okay, so before I betray Simano, BBC interview on corruption with Mahama. There's a question said if he was fighting corruption that well, I don't know when Timianya straight on or say it was caught off guard.
Oh, it was caught off guard in what sense?
As in, he was asked. He was asked.
You try homra
right
na honorable and putting it together. So you try Husima and Yabasisia.
This change will also see the most far-reaching and detailed investigation of the many allegations of corruption and scandals leveled against public officials and their families and friends. This change will help to abort this administration's plan to foist the pliant vice president on us, to cover up for them, and thereby escape the searing scrutiny of accountability. But as I have stated, this hot spotlight of accountability is reserved not only for appointees of this administration, it will also be available to sanctioned persons in my own administration who engage in similar conduct. The same anti-corruption strategies and instruments I shall deploy to measure and punish the MPP government appointees will also be applicable to my own appointees. In short, in Ghanaian parlance, Aba Yadebo Techino, Yadebebo Banso. This change will also see the most far-reaching and detailed investigation of the many allegations.
Right, there was say Uguswa na wakansa. Na oni etina wo CTV amanyosem ebre so penia be cancer na ye wa twenimu na ye twen no ye mre no kokra but amaman ka bidie ya na emo ya tino ye beda na na bedi akon dansa apia asise nyakopon ede na badu asonwum wo ye a member of the MPP National Communication team no chamo
I don't know how I feel, sir.
You should say, yeah, free. It's a TV so called. So, honorable couple, every share the place. I said, Mema.
Or
no, say Mema. I who's a man by
Na na honorable never say na anai. Diabolic. All right, Nana Yanko, honorable there, he's had a bite on several near there. We are discussing the corruption issues near there. How best would you situate this corruption conversation in this president's administration?
Okay. First of all, let's start with the
Bomu mami.
Mechia munina mo. Honorable DM said
the last time
the Shiano was during, I think, registration exercise.
Also
Someone I'm seeing you more register 1,000 cry near there before mom. Now, you see, every organization see I teaching now. Udi e minu nyina ye ko school back. The best school in Ghana.
What you say?
A free a bit drew baby ya wa. Then I always say a country any dachi. I will not die for that very country. So it presupposed to mean say criminal saying and I be drew saying. Enti minua honorable etiha or corruption. See, it is better just in a way because the from one end to the other. Enti it is best say ye didn't nyina ne betu insanie ni way to ni nyina on the balance of probability to ascertain say with this present administration any this current administration. Yes, equalization here. On what basis is His Excellency John Dramani Mahama coming? On the basis of the record, and His Excellency Ufado so kase me jamechi ama me vice president on the basis of ejuma yaye. Didn't that equalization? Now, so sad. This national service scheme. The kind of corruption that rocked the nation. About 7.9 million Ghana cedis thereabout. Honorable Noah Nuhunipa, I think Clement Park. Heard about it. Muti bass branding for the very first time. Na ye nim krampo se bass branding o se there. Ye. Sa bass branding ye se me nim se say sticker no se then ye kofa free. Say Russia will say you go for free him for and no kwa certain projections here the tare ho a utimu say na reflectors na eba say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama na eba no or no ba no that kind of thing. Fast forward, I have heard argument about this SADA and this JIDA. Usha NDC for no air car to the extent say almost say eye omu no omu jeli abugapeli. It is a total no. In terms of the principles of law, need legalities. What it is, they say charge obi with a particular criminal offense. Now that particular criminal offense, no, say jaimua. Untimi charging the pan with that same criminal offense. So what you say? And what we did was to the effect, say the very charges are there about a brand here. Say NDC for no eka almost withdraw those charges. Listen, you could not have leveled that same charges against them. It is this argument of say omu jailing, omu starting prosecution in the fire because there was no way they could have secured conviction. And they know there was no way they could have secured conviction.
But are you a judge?
Oh no, I'm not a judge, but I am a lawyer. And have the legal brains. Me say lawyer no cry. I'm in person maker because I am not in TSC. I was in TSC. Better him. So I say the law no cry the infant. The whole thing I make is that as we speak, your present day with your friend is saying leader of parliament is facing the law in terms of all this kind of corruption charge. I'm not saying he's guilty of whale, but he's facing it. Yeah, this very thing concerning your friend say I confirm is it to call Burkina, so I confirm na bow say Mayo. And the irony of the whole thing, they say, share this Ford expedition thing. What His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Asamokai. After this saga, he broke his silence and said, say, man, listen na open asem.
as a person and all the car no a far through your friends embassy na wo Burkina no and omudi a bread no you get it this is somebody a woman a contract through government and yama nipa contract and His Excellency John Dramani Mahama e kan ya to the extent say akoye to say otimi eto car ye kama the national chief imam the revered your friend is a imam of our time and our toss our car ni man no ni ko baby into so otimi sa sika we koto hwe na police for mujeje akwan omusika ya omusika yetua is not much more than that 5-10-20 cities now sebi nkofo no edishe some of the corrupt police officers in this house no crumple there let them put it aside.
So what are you saying about the Ford in common now?
What I'm trying to say about the Ford is say obi worth or salt. Me, I've always held a very principle in life. My conscience, me Christo soon, and me because me a clean do, but say we a branch and I'll buy me office. Now what catch me say, what committee be to say, your friends, what could repeal be, what could defy akwala, what committee mother. Me coach I'll walk you out of my office. You know why? Because then I mean intro. I have a beautiful daughter. Me don't say, oh Christ the King, oh could for sports prefect. Me name say, now say no my cause school the I say me drew her me who said the posters board I'm saying there me near honorable pictures there. And it's happening. What I say, very beautiful girl. Oh walk in school. Me de me who she must say me bad way. Obi ko defile na nka menye lawyer. Na obi aye me bayi say ya na wo lawyer wo kujina wo twitwa I won't do such things eti me ka kosi assembly so
na ntwanto so
say in ntwanto so a different but me ka say wo ka kire me say wo na wo koye dia I'll do it I'll walk you out of my office but wo ka kire me say wo kun issue abana na divorce na fine kosi wo ko akotwe mpena na mega semafu we enye issue Chazi, but any issue. Me ka kosi assembly so say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama with the kind of we are yedi esomo. Ask yourself, ye na muntimi fa coat of arms. The gold one embo we. Who's the president can be a number plate be embo? The coat of arms. Yes, so no. Why do you go to the extent say ye the car pabebecho? Now watch it and look at the BBC interview. Ibusan say, are you a corrupt person who said day and have you taken bribe before? Obusa say. As a person and as the president and now the person who person that might be a president. I go to say before I join the political parties. Me in Ghana for. Aside that, you Ghana for intimate be a president. You put out say as John Dramani Mahama. No.
No, but I mean, you see a number one penny in fire cinche. Okay, so we have
how to meet also check.
And am I here?
Sure, he was me win and be our no, maybe some question. Oh, win am no. Maybe I knew you. Maybe be seen cafe. Na maso na mlanka sa.
Maybe some question. Obese oni maybe ameba. Enti ofe obese otutu. Dem bi busa ne say. Car ana efidi aye dia beche mampani Mahama. Enkomodie no na evidence so show say or the kind of fleet of vehicles wa e wo presidency no. Enne aye ka say.
It's not true.
Today it is a fact. And I can say it for a fact to say the fleet of vehicles the military one of this security for the presidency we see it and
you see it
why
oh yes when we delve into the arena oh you can tell my me my car number and also who can that means
me driving
I mean cars in military for and if for
security car
a particular car who say that car now person all of a sudden every time they are driving that particular car
that is true.
Yes. If a car is a subject of debate, now who claim me said this is the very car His Excellency John Dramani Mahama as a person and as a president now. You would be able to know say any car now fast forward. You see this issue says security for me, security for them. That is how come an MPP, he's not even a parliamentary candidate. He's an aspirant. They're not asked to whether say a filing for him to become a parliamentary candidate. And I must condemn Asamokai with that way, without way be a crime. And the security fund the patrol.
Memphis East.
Memphis East, Frimpong. That and it's Frimpong. I condemn it. And one year. Inti also cause the amount security for media security for the Uti coup d'etat media sebi. Uti dabi me to
the issue is that also yabeche omanpeni dada.
I just say me say yabeche or no. Also odiye no do come. Dabi odiye no do come. Your friend say fleet of them.
Fine, why
say eka the amount security for no security for no. And I'm say security for. See I know. One of the things in so Koso, even though MPP NS Frimpong the most reckless statement ever Amati the release an NDC for no a release concerning the your friend is saying Ghana Armed Forces. But it is no, I'm staying within. Oh, sir, who cannot me say am I go into the arena of security because they say I'm not who will say yeah they are more and whether say yampa we don't know. And not that me person me
you know for a fact that is what it is.
Me the minimum military form patrol me dissociate myself from it. Okay, to be honest with you.
But
His Excellency John Dramani.
The vehicle, say the vehicle no the vehicle in contention. Say no, subject for corruption. No, it is part of the fleet of vehicles at the presidency now that we speak.
I will tell you, sir, it is a no. You know why I'm saying that? What I have come to know or realize is when we talk about the presidency, especially how V8 no cars now, cross country, and to me so for more than 3 or 4 years, they will change it because of the life of the president.
Yes,
and I say, what I'm trying, say, me una walk out, but say, me meaning baby me say me maba we until me
for them say you jam presidency I mean wa fan
every kra say nana ju ade we echi o de ye na for adu sina
until o de enjoy for that same no
right you take it to corruption
and so can be. However, what I want to tell my brother is okay stand up we ya no joy
yeah
the man some hamper be no so because it's a very topical issue share time Ghana D I think say on the 6th of March sa brochure
yes
na Uhuru Kenyatta named as chief of staff the cost that was involved share the amount of money
error and
the amount of money we paid for those brochure on not wait my catcher. It became very topical in this country.
Yeah, I remember.
Share issue of presidential diaries.
But how does that amount to corruption? Error brochure. How is that?
What I'm trying to tell you, Nise, that amount which was charged for the production of one brochure
was a corrupt act.
It was a corrupt act. How do you tell me, sir? Sir, constitution, we are in constitution, papa. Who the name, papa? Sir, constitution, here, your tongue was
constitution, we
papa. There are so many errors in it. Papa. How do you say, oh, tongue, dear, we, maybe 100 Ghana cities, and maybe 500 cities. And you tell me, sir, it is not an act of corruption. It became very topical in this country. What did the American say? Sure. The chairman was this Airbus issue. I've heard argument from the NDCs. Say, Martin Amidu and a car and the fine he could see. The same Martin Amidu. I believe not many how, but me sure say many waka because I know him. Say mother serpent of corruption, the fine he could see. Martin. You see, in one breath, in the other, you can say. Martin Amidu, if for nothing at all, he was not part of this government. Because a government and as a part of the MPP, I say on your MPP to the core. Wouldn't say he has been a vice presidential candidate there. Wouldn't you know that? I think sir, His Excellency John Evans Atamios.
Yeah.
Yes. Or Patnan. He came out on the issue of the bus branding to the extent that a committee had been set. Who can they say Martin Amidu? On this gentleman, the almighty Sam Okujeto Ablakwa, where Okache Okujeto say, Marv, you call me your colleague that me background in chill on the issue of judgment debt. Okay, so this bit and pieces of this are acts of corruption. So they mention one. Then this man comes out to say, government official one. A UK will, because a government. You see, who is the number one gentleman? He's the president. The first lady, the second lady, because a government official one. They say America, what I've grown to know, they say when they are in the Air Force One now, every plane the president sits in, you find the Air Force One. And your Air Force One, they say, will Obetra our African World Airlines crap. Air Force One. It is when somebody is being referred to as government official one. Oh, please, what are you talking about?
But you agree
that
the Airbus in somewhere okay. You and I, a man when you
okay, meet him.
When you say in fact the matter has come to a close moot.
I don't know about close.
But in that matter, you say Komodine Koba say former President John Dramani Mahama near Yingina. It was all flawed, and the matter was and some near the UK. You have what kind of report? No, I just say Bibiasa and Bibiasa and Kososa.
To begin with. What was that? I said, "Oh, call home and away." Me, say me were away. For the records. Me, person me call.
Away say.
Unim now I say home and away. Me, I mean, away. Environment. What I want to say is, there me person me.
Who's the style?
There me person me car on record. That particular ruling, it wasn't even a report, pointed to the fact, anyway, made him, you're making mention of one, is it Samuel Mahama or whatever, Nissan, to say, Mimi family, when you make mention of dancer appear, it is unique to a particular Mimi family name. What you say?
Yeah.
But when you make mention of government official one who had a brother by name Samuel Mahama, Minua, who have too much comfortable in beyond that, beyond that, Shenyo Koso. About NDC members of parliament at the time and all ministers, that double salary and that kind of thing. Now,
but say, I know Gusu.
I know the Gusu. You know, you and I know. It's a Gusu. And some new court. Now, our court, no NDC for at the time I was saying national business and as a way now obi akoye adie say eye ne kure say enye ne kure the principles of the rule of law kase nipa no ya charging before a court should be given ample time to raise his defense and as prepare the person before a court or face it trial. I never knew say other NDC for no so bit say okujoto black or no is it South Towns or not any other MPs no omo koto abano ye de yera Kessel at 2 Hayford. Forcing, is it forcing?
Yeah.
Ne picture etarin. Say, inti say or kunya issue.
Almost say an act of solidarity.
That act of solidarity, let us be guided. Say, it is a no. Are you saying, say, me okay, honorable the Omboka coordinator, maybe the say be an honorable aye bibi. Okay. Honorable Obedi MP. MP the Obedi, but not within MPP areas. That should be a bomb. He's a very fine gentleman. I know him. Uncle into the NDC area. Now, the Obinya, honorable Ubedi MP na Binyasen because we are a politician. I will be Nasen. Maybe a majority leader. Not because of that thing. I was say we bring the whole way operation of parliament into a halt. Na time I be honorable. Eko signing your man. Na time honorable na die. Onya the theater onu kwa enem. Onu ne trans akane. You see, let us be serious as a country.
So
Mami can be big.
Honorable what is more than 45 minutes.
With the new topic I want to introduce it.
Corruption. I just want him to clear. And question now if this government has been able to fight corruption. Okay. Because you didn't come up with but in Kumano Pomasi Breno, what banner I was here, to clear. Say if this government has been able to fight corruption.
All right. Who say corruption? Corruption. Say corruption in the end is different from the perception about corruption. When I worked in it, it's honorable. So the percentage, fall below where in the fine. You see. Who do you?
Your neck is the record.
Oh, that's all no come with me crana minti record. And based on this particular thing, when you have a government, now omo communication officer, no more other deputies. I be to say, I dear captain say, yen can say the tier, no more can say the tier. Don't forget, we have other nationals and also foreign institutions, government institutions, and that's we are every now and then the reports come and whatever. So it becomes the perception. Into whatever it is, say, oh dear, Mami Piabontis is here. And this is 40 million Sabi Panity orange. They tell you so a lie, I do a blue. And they will say to the extent, say, people will tend to believe whatever they are saying. And they have very one say, I've seen something about the NDCs. They try to identify themselves with people. They say, excuse my language, they say griffey, choco, and that kind of thing. MPP ni head in the post akotari or bebo suit. No, they akotari. NDC ni bo be share la cause they joma my version number 3. No, they akobo. Until people identify say we or ye nipa. Meanwhile, Uji President Kufoka say, "Osis will be, kasi we or ye comfort when also obuashe or no mum lunya ya or didn't search okutupoma owia." That is the trend of the NPC. Now, on the issue of whether or not MPP is fighting corruption. Now, what are some of the corruption issues about? Maybe Obeka say, okay, one.
Oh, your PDS scandal. What has come out of it? Okay. Boss scandal.
Okay.
You know all the scandals.
Boss scandal. Let me start from the boss scandal. In 2015, when Nana President
John Dramani
I'm challenging you. Opa Ochina friend. Name boss way. Not sure when it started. It was in 2015. Opa, you are a journalist. Meaning you are a journalist. Go and have. And then because end this year, Sadi were orange. When take it time, who school I call you. No, but Danny say, I call you also comfortable. No, me say go and read about the boss scandal. It was in 2015. What did they make? And I say on the issue of the PDS deal. Sir PDS deal. What happened? Matisse almost say BBD. Almost the honorable Buamie. Omokano. That be Omokano. That be insurance. Almost say president. Sure. Minya. Who got to light? We got to light. Yeah. I believe without mentioning words. Say ne ye kasi ye raise. It be a 5,000 and a 10,000. Say emergency BSc will fear. We no go begging. Beat me a kakunya. Give me a bakuna or tiffy. Are we thinking about that person? Mikoto fuel aim but something me MPP and me NDC. It is a sign of Mikoto light. Now there is an issue. You say me MPP ninti better swama na me NDC ninti better swama me. Say MPP here bronga. Upa busa obia. I am on record. I sat at Accra FM and I made it known say MPP NDC leaders are not deep in corruption. I was one of the #1 critic of His Excellency John Kufuor's administration. I criticized my government. Me, Obi the president, He's a lawyer. Me a lawyer. Age and the chair me at the bar. In terms of age, no the chair me. So people so seeking to project his family name. I can also project my family. It means better now in intro because one day when Opeso boy His Excellency John Evans Fifi Atamios, I know Asema Waka, you go back and play. Me nam ho binim bebi Nyankopon dim bedru. It means better now in intro. Say ade bia ye MPP aye. Na minim say ebony. Me cash so frame me say me member. I'm telling you, that's my style. Because minimum trudy. I will say it as how I tell.
So have you been able as a government say ometimi akon? So
far you made mention of two. And those two. That the actually the go two.
Embreni ho.
Auntie net two now boy in the aka once. Oka PDS, yaka PDS asem. Oka boss, but you know when it started into Botel one.
Ebetimi yaka say bobo ebe boss ah.
And the because all say the football. Now I san call away. Now referee no. All the referee no. What bobe 15 minutes.
Be 2 minutes be now. Yeah.
You see, at times no, kasa we should put the things in perspective. Na atufosen isama eba no. Enye say omo say omo call parliament, but ono a lawyer, he knows what is going on. Leadership
resign from law.
Troy Eddie ma judge no say ankebe ya once or two or the friend say the witness sana mokano wa be man evidence no every no so call parliament be a whole chance na wa tie dia ekoso until for the time being no omoma no kwan. There are pending issues in what parliament. Number to me enter more, and the court refused.
Honorable, but may clarify because Uti, say and you made mention of the fact that we are lawyer. Ideally, me normally me TV no radio, so I don't like that. Say be refer to me. Let me tell you. Let me clarify. When it comes to criminal trial, at every instance, the accused person ought to be in court.
Okay.
Whether or not say wono ebia o ye first, second, third or fourth and a fifth, maybe a wo we would not even the fourth one, you ought to be in court. A basic. Right. And number two, me at the time at two forcing, call started this very trial. They wrote to Parliament to tell Parliament say here at two forcing to stand for some criminal trial, and permission was granted by Parliament. At the time, he was not
a
leader. So what has changed? Your leadership, and as a leader role, and as a win, does not exonerate you because per Act 29, which is the only way.
We are not talking about the exoneration here.
No, I'm coming. Who say?
That's it. Because once I who say which parliament. Okay, so let's the instance here woman no, and na LPA no. You see, so what's it will be in special and what they can also do, they say, then it means they can also not sit in because their leader is not there. And it's fair. And about 2 assembly and they call your name
second of
they are a woman wow corruption or the change on to me see my name said because on no on to me because himself or can people will come after him and on to me and to the change and the woman they say Nana Akufo-Addo under fight against corruption or on who she if the corrupt way on who she on the issue of my Bobby even the PDS who can say wa boy go no PDS who boy if I go
oh me can say my boy go what I'm trying to say
even yes issues na wo ho no media make can they said yeah under President John Dramani Mahama issues about you know Obia Ghana for a Bas brand and our boy, you know. Action was taken.
What action was taken?
Yes.
Tell people what
refund.
Right.
Refund. Your man refund this guy. Your man resign. That is what we are saying.
Mo se say no ye di nkomodie ni nyina be si ha na amayo se nkomodie ni ye be si ha na ye the challenge of the day the ba and afra challenge of the day what dey say what ya nana de odi na tia nana odi na tia o
enkomo na ye de so
challenge of the day
the challenge of the day no you say the capital city of Ghana is unim answer na wo de aba na wa obehu no so akwaje massage
question
ewo chatman question we there
so massage dey nya bi
massage dey nya just mema chatman number na ma kire we bi o
massage dey obi ahia bi
o
o pese be ma miemi
na ono abu de so ndo no on say
all right
the body near so ti open man
and the challenge of the day no na ye dia
girl massage boy dem
what is the capital city of Ghana Chatman Herbal Clinic for assese omaso yasene na omuboy echidom e the challenge of the day no so fa wansa ne bra na e Facebook any YouTube fani na koho na ebresem no ye be check na ye dey we aba messages bi aba say alaji de ni nye ready a ye nhwa de message bi aba o say good morning doc I love your dance and say anopa no say me trust me beat you mo nya me award ni ready say I tie phone nyina say I love your dance this morning but be careful you don't fly oh bema oh mama fans ya na fe dey enjoying the show it is gaining momentum God bless you yes yeah that's say we do adwen kiraba we every chief Miami brother chief Jemistan Joapia or say I'm watching you live great subject matter and resource persons and also the aba we also the aba or say your friend Festus from Pokuase or say good morning CTV I've been watching you since you started your show this month please my problem is I'm jobless. I'm a family man. Hey, I'm not ding. Yee. Unia. Yebehwe mu na the upper gen say niam nko yi emfa ma no kra. Nti unia fa
sede na wachi ya no yebekoso ada Alhaji Sedu Agogo ase yebeda na ase ewo awamade sonkwa wode aba amatimamofo etitiro ni Muslims ewo Sala yi first year ye babedi na Alhaji eda so ka kire yen se fawudin ene omomo number ene location udia e Ghana card so no fabra ene location ene omomo number ema eye Imam Abbas our Cantonment Police Mosque ana obetimi afre no e 0243 118401 0243 118401 or say ne sister stations nyina across board no obetimi edisa details we so alcohol no okotamale Dagbon 102.5 FM Sunyane 88.1 FM Takrade 99.1 FM Kumasi 104.1 FM Adeshe 99.1 FM Ho 92.5 FM Accra FM 100.5 FM CTV aheya yedin komoyi afi class 91.3 FM and number 1 radio 105.3 FM o samia we nyina obetimi de udin omomo number any location ene last day 80 ene pa ho a unya sa kwanya we biom na emom no untimi nsoso a obetimi afre Imam Abbas ewo Cantonment Police Mosque ewo 0243 118401 Alhaji say opese ye nyina ye neje eye Sala Festi eti wa tra ni hiem say da ne da nyina no oye no na mnim say Alhaji de obade nyankopon
message bia ba or say Frank from Takrade or say when it comes to fighting of corruption both NDC and NPP are not doing anything because they are all corrupt themselves. Ono so na dwen a odi aba no yebeda and birthday number birthday number director yenye birthday na yafrefo no ne yahwefo no omutirimu so nya omde kakra ebesrew birthday ba ko mienu pe na aba feche yen Frank ena odi bae o say o wishe Rhoda happy birthday Rhoda happy birthday
Baku so aba wa hanum say yeah I say happy birthday to our dear Leslie Ado Listowell, rector of GH Media School, a very great man, and your dedication, determination and vision inspire us to always give our best. We appreciate having someone wonderful like you at the helm of affairs. Do have a happy birthday from Alale and Fafa, JMA 17 batch department. All right. That is from yes.
Prinko so dia ba happy birthday to Nedofo or say and they always share one for dinner nka ho but yeah we share Nedofo no happy birthday. Na yada X natural mineral water. And
package in the omo package in the
che say anu dey
you be di nkomo package in the nyame ado etina
da omo so ase na ye da Excel natural clinic for ase bibia omo wo malangbawe kwantimpo ne so chief palace wo uduru ho a ya de bia ya so krankro bia no de kɔ ho a ommehwe na omo aboa wo medical card typhoid yi frefo na from Kofodua no typhoid no fe kɔ ho wo de frɛ wo mo 0536 520897 and 0536 542 509 obetimi a WhatsApp wo mo na frɛ wo mo ombeje wo so na o ma hwɛ ye beda abedwafo nso ase honorable Alexander Akwako a member of the NDC communication team, or also a former NDC parliamentary candidate for Botiano English, a man from Esquire, cancel back up. Nana Bidiakon dancer appear. Also, a member of the MPP National Communication team.
Time this time
money atina from 6 up to this time nyankopon shiramo nyame dom ye na dom bi dom ye ne a ekira e be san hia medin the doctor Kofiana
medin Afra the voice nyame admo ekira e be hia
Ctv, Ghana's #1